I found this advertorial, Aqua Fairy, and they're selling these little, like, you squirt it. It's like a gel for kids, and then they play with it. And their angle is, coming off of, get your kid off the iPad and use this product. And I just read over it briefly. I looked at their copy. Their copy is actually really good. But what first reminded me when I saw this advertorial is the importance of images, right? Visuals. And you want it to capture whatever you're selling extremely well, right? And that's what these guys did very well. Obviously it's very easy to just include photos with your target demographic, but looking at this first, video right here is just so good at just selling the product along with the copy. But it's just a simple video like this of kids playing with it, looking happy, showing what they can do, showing that they're having fun is what you want for, selling to a market like this. And you see there's these people, they're having fun. I mean, that's okay. And it just simply shows how it works. They don't even have to explain it. You could just show it. It's very simple. It's very easy. If it's intuitive and like easy to learn and do in the eyes of the reader, then, of course a child can do it too, right? And you want them to visualize their kid using it. And this copy was actually really good right here. Do your little ones play with iPads too much? Do they get bored quickly even if you buy the most expensive toy? Here's how my little ones trade their hours of boring screen time into a full day workshop of crafting colorful tiny creatures. 1 green turtle, 2 yellow blue crabs, 3 rainbow penguins, and suddenly you have a bunch of floating water friends, right? Just reading this, it just gets your excitement along with all these visuals and images. Like, they go along perfectly with the copy. It's not overpowering the copy, and the visuals are not too overpowering. The visuals match the copy, and the copy matches the visuals. And that's what you really want when you're making your advertorials. This copy, it seems like it was written by a person. You don't need the most precise wording, right? You don't need the best words. Like, you don't need to reduce your 20 words to 10 words and make it extremely efficient with the word usage. You can literally just use a regular sentence that an average person would use, and it will just come off so genuine, because this advertorial right here, it comes off really genuine, right? 1 green turtle, 2 yellow blue crabs, 3 rainbow penguins. Suddenly you have a bunch of floating water friends. To me, it's therapy. It's a guaranteed quality time and limitless creativity. No screens, no plastic waste, and no toxic materials, right? Toxic materials are a big sales point to parents because they don't want their kids, touching these receipts. In this advertorial, what I saw is Discover Aqua Fairy. I mean, they already showed the product here. I don't really think they need a discovery. They don't need to structure this the same as like a regular advertorial. They could just structure this like a blog post coming from a mom, right? And that would convert, I would say, really better, because sometimes you don't want to sabotage your page either. You can have really good visuals, but if your copy just doesn't make sense, like here, as always, I was a little skeptical. I always see like these objection handling for skepticism just straight up say I was a little skeptical. That just makes me even more skeptical. I always see that with advertorials, and that's something that even I do occasionally, but you should kind of avoid that, especially with a page like this that's coming genuine. It's not like an advertorial. You don't need a discovery. Just simply say, oh, like my friend introduced it, or I found this online, or I found it here, found it there. You don't need to have like Discover Aqua Fairy, right? That's just like excess that you don't need. I found out that the powder is pure calcium lactate, both eco-friendly, that some fancy restaurants make balsamic pearls. This doesn't even make any sense to me. I'll just cut this off. I would straight up say, like, if they're talking about ingredients, I wouldn't even talk about too much like explaining eco-friendly. You could just say eco-friendly and they'll believe it, right? What I would explain is toxic chemicals. I would probably talk about other child products, kid products that have toxic chemicals in them and that our product doesn't have it, or this product didn't have it. Maybe my kid has a special condition that, when you touch these things, like let's say my daughter, she can't even touch receipts, or she'll get allergies, right? When she touched these products, it's completely fine. It's like biodegradable, whatever. That's the type of things that you want to talk about, because even though you might have a sales point of they use calcium lactate, it's, specifically talking, like, explaining about eco-friendly, like, you don't need to talk about that with a product like this. Like, you're already coming off the angle, replace the iPads with this product. The eco-friendly is a bonus. You don't have to talk about it. Just keep it short, keep it simple, if you can, of course. A product like this is very simple. You don't really need to explain much. You don't need to get in the way of the sale. Just stir up the emotion, get their emotion high. You don't even need that many words. You don't always need to have a 2,000 word advertorial, 3,000 word advertorial. You can even have a sub 1,000 word advertorial, as long as it makes sense for the product. And for something like this, you could just visually look at it and you're like, I want to buy this for my kids. You don't need too much copy to explain it. It's really self-explanatory. And of course, like, putting more copy generally means that you'll make more money if they read it, of course, on average. But you don't always need that much copy. Okay, in this case scenario, they're kind of hurting themselves. Like, they could literally cut off some sales by just, like, breaking the skepticism, whatever. But generally, this is what you kind of want. Like, if you got a kid's product, make it vibrant, make it fun. Also, the CTA right here says get my kit right now. I would put the CTA, like, get it for my kid, because you're gonna get it for your kids, of course, or you're getting it for your cousins' kids or your nephews, whatever. Just make sure your images are good. Like, these are real images of real people using it. And, like, kind of the messy pages, like, you don't want, like, just pure product shots and, like, professional photo shoots for kids products. Just show it in action. Like, it doesn't have to be a professional photo shoot. Like, look, this will convert a lot better. Okay, that's basically it. I make advertorials for ecom brands. If you need an avatar for a brand, you can message me on X. I can help you with that.